It's not in Chambers. That's completely. No big deal. I think I stole the glass. It's carried on. Oh, Santiago. Saw that. I saw Carrie. Years. I think that's your mic. That was interesting. All right. Yes, sir.
Good evening, everyone. Legislative Day 6 will now come to order. Please pause for a moment of silent meditation. Thank you. Councilman Young, could you lead us in the pledge?
Sure. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Is there a motion to approve the journal for the meeting of February 17th, 2026?
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Is approved. Use my mic. Bills 526 and 626 were passed by the council, signed by the executive, and hereby enrolled. Mr. Secretary, would you now read bills for introduction?
Certainly, Mr. Chairman. We have 5 bills for introduction this evening. First is Bill 22-26, Current Expense Budget Special Supplemental Nutrition Program, WIC. Bill 2326 is sponsored by Councilman Catch. Zoning regulations, uses permitted in the MLR and ML zones, housing for the elderly. Bill 24-26 is sponsored by Council members Catch and Marks. This is in addition to the Baltimore County Final Landmarks List. Bill 2526 is sponsored by Councilman Marks, zoning regulations, residential performance standards, panhandle lots. And Bill 26-26 is sponsored by Councilman Jones, county charter, county council compensation, and redistricting.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Secretary. We will now consider appointment confirmations. Mr. Secretary, first item, please.
Yes, the first appointment confirmation this evening is the appointment that is recommended by Councilman Patoka of Ms. Sheila Thomas to the Baltimore County Advisory Committee on Public School Capacity.
Councilman Patoka?
He is here.
Councilman Patoka, did you want to say a few words?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chair. So listen, I am really proud to nominate Ms. Sheila Thomas to the School Adequate Public Facilities Committee because she is so well qualified. She is a principal at Summit Park, or was. She recently retired, and she just has an outstanding career as an educator. And so I know she came before us during the work session. I see that she's online again. So, Mr. Chair, I'd like to I'll turn it back over to you. Preside over the meeting.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Thomas? Thanks for
Yes.
being here again tonight. I know you were here at the work session. Did you want to, you don't have to restate everything you said at the work session, but if you wanted to say any words before we motion to confirm you?
Just that I consider it an honor and a privilege to have been asked to participate in such a committee to enable me to use some of my skill set from the 33 and a half years that I worked in public education. So I thank you for the opportunity.
We're very excited to have you on this committee. Do we have a motion?
Motion?
I'll second it. Okay, we have a motion and a second. Mr. Secretary, please call the roll on the appointment of Ms. Sheila Thomas to the Advisory Committee on Public School Capacity.
Mr. Ertel,
Aye.
Mr. Patoka,
Aye.
Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mr. Mark.
Aye.
Mr. Crandall.
Aye.
Mr. Young.
Aye.
Mr. Cash.
Aye.
Okay,
Oh,
appointment is confirmed. Congratulations, Ms. Thomas.
Thank you.
We very much appreciate you stepping up to be on this important committee. And stay warm out there and remember that anything that's shiny could be black ice.
I will do that. All right. Thank you so much and look forward to working with you.
All right,
thank
thank you.
Sheila.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Next up, we have,
Yes.
we're going to vote on these all at once, correct?
Well, we're going to vote on them individually,
Okay.
but they are really a set. These are three appointments or nominations to the Property Tax Assessment Appeals Board. There are three names that were forwarded to the county council by the county executive. These names, if approved by the council according to state law, would then be forwarded on to the governor, who would then pick from among those three to fill the current vacancy on that board. As was discussed at the work session, the resumes and applications of the three to this board are in your books for review. But if there's a motion, we can consider the first one and then go to the next two.
Okay, I'll motion for Miss Oldfelder Klein. Is that,
Yes. I'm sorry. The first is Barry Felder Klein.
we have a second?
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Mr. Secretary, please call the roll on the appointment.
It's approval of the council.
Approval of the council.
Mr. Ertel,
Aye.
Mr. Crandall,
Aye.
Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mr. Marks,
Aye.
Mr. Young,
Aye.
Mr. Patoka,
Aye.
Mr. Cash.
Aye.
Okay, appointment is confirmed. Congratulations, Ms. Oldfelder Klein.
And then the next is Mr. Henry B. Peterson.
Okay, I'll motion to approve.
A second.
Second.
Okay, Mr. Secretary, please call the roll on Mr. Klein, or Mr. Peterson.
Mr. Ertel,
Aye. Aye.
Mr. Crandall,
Aye.
Mr. Young.
Aye.
Mr. Patoka,
Aye.
Mr. Catch,
Aye.
Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mr. Marks.
Aye.
Okay, appointment is confirmed. Congratulations, Mr. Peterson.
And then the final recommendation for appointment is Mr. Albert Zawicki.
I'll measure.
I'll second.
Second.
Okay. Mr. Secretary, please call the roll on Mr. Zawicki.
Mr. Ertel,
Aye.
Mr. Marks,
Aye.
Mr. Catch,
Aye.
Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mr. Crandall,
Aye.
Mr. Young,
Aye.
Mr. Patoka.
Aye.
Okay, congratulations, Mr. Zawicki. Mr. Secretary, next item.
Next, Mr. Chairman, is the final reading and vote of bills. The first bill for your consideration this evening is Bill 826, sponsored by Councilman Marks, zoning regulations, Eco Park District, transportation infrastructure prerequisite.
Councilman Marks, did you want to say a few words?
And there is an amendment, but this bill requires a transportation prerequisite prior to the completion of the development project at the Lafarge Quarry. We've been working on this bill with the Essex Monroe River Civic Council and the developer of that project. for quite some time. I think we've come to a consensus. We've shared our proposal with the administration. I think it's an amendment that allows the development to move forward, but also has some guarantee that there'll be the improvements, particularly the connection to Maryland 43, that are necessary in this area. That's generally on the bill, but
Mr. Secretary, did you want to, any questions for Councilman Marks on this bill? Before we get to the amendment? Do you want to just briefly read the amendment?
Certainly. The bill has, as drafted, prohibited the issuance of grading, building, or use and occupancy for any project until certain improvements had been constructed. As amended, the bill would limit the issuance of the use and occupancy permit only for structures if the combined square footage of all structures in the district, in that EP district, rise above 600,000 square feet. The amendments also give greater specificity to the road connection between Benji's Road and White Marsh Boulevard. They require that the road widening of Benji's Road be constructed at no cost to the county. And finally, the amendments specify that all areas located in the EP district shall be considered non-residential use areas for the purpose of applying setback, buffer, and compatibility requirements to adjacent properties.
Okay. Any questions about the amendment?
I'd like to motion that the amendment be adopted.
A motion and a second on the amendment. Mr. Secretary, can you call the roll, please?
Mr. Ertel,
Aye.
Mr. Marks,
Aye.
Mr. Crandall,
Aye.
Mr. Young,
Aye.
Mr. Patoka,
Aye.
Mr. Catch,
Aye.
Mr. Jones.
Aye.
Okay, amendment passes to Bill 826. Is there discussion about Bill 826 as amended? Councilman Marks?
The only thing I'll add is that this complements the small area plan, which we adopted 2 weeks ago, and the master plan language mirrors that's in that document. I just want to thank those who helped us with this bill, the developers of the Lafarge Quarry, their attorneys, the Chesapeake Gateway Chamber of Commerce. Dave Conrad has been very helpful in a lot of transportation issues. Josh Sines, who's president of the Essex Monroe Civic Council. This is really a collaborative effort. I appreciate the county executive and her staff also working with us through the Department of Planning.
Thank you, Councilman Marks. Is there a motion to approve Bill 826 as amended?
So moved.
Second.
And Mr. Secretary, please call the roll on Bill 826 as amended.
Mr. Ertel,
Aye.
Mr. Marks,
Aye.
Mr. Patoka,
Aye.
Mr. Catch,
Aye.
Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mr. Crandall,
Aye.
Mr. Young.
Okay, Bill 826 as amended passes. Next bill is Bill 1026. This is from the administration for continuum of care, the 38th slot. I think Mr. Richardson's here tonight, but I don't know if we need you to come up unless you have something new. Does anyone have any questions for Mr. Richardson before we drag him up?
No.
I think we're good, Mr. Richardson. So I'll motion to approve.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Mr. Secretary, please call the roll on Bill 1026.
Mr. Ertel,
Aye.
Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mr. Marks, Mr. Crandall,
Aye.
Mr. Young,
Aye.
Mr. Patoka,
Aye.
Mr. Catch.
Aye.
Okay, Bill 1026 is approved. Next bill, Mr. Secretary.
Next is Bill 1126. This is a bill for the current expense budget, Smart Policing Initiative.
And I know we had testimony on this at the work session. Colonel Gorman's here tonight. Does anyone have questions for Colonel Gorman before we? I'll motion to approve.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Mr. Secretary, please call the roll on Bill 1126.
Mr. Ertel,
Aye.
Mr. Catch,
Aye.
Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mr. Marks, Mr. Crandall,
Aye.
Mr. Young,
Aye.
Mr. Patoka.
Aye.
Okay, Bill 1126 passes. Congratulations, Colonel. Next up, we have Bill 1226, zoning regulations, uses permitted in RC5 zone riding stable. Councilman Marks, did you want to talk about this one?
Sure. This clarify. Yeah. Thank you. This clip.
If you can't get the mic on,
There you go.
then we're not going to vote on
It's,
it.
Bill 76.
No riding stables. for you.
Yeah, no riding stables. Bill 7616 permitted riding stables in the RC5 zone under certain circumstances. First, the stable has to be located more than 200 feet from a residential property line. And second, the stable has to have been in existence for at least 15 years prior to the effective date of that bill. This language basically clarifies the intent of that bill and says that either of those conditions have to be met.
Very, almost unbelievable that a riding stable is not allowed in RC.
It is a type of use that you would think we'd want to promote in our rural areas.
Where is it allowed?
Mr. Boswick?
Does anyone know?
Have to get back to you on
Does it
that.
have to be RC 20 or something?
No, I
Why?
don't think so.
But it
Mr.
seemed-
Chairman,
Yes, Councilman Ketch, you probably know
Yeah.
about this.
RC5 is the densest zoning
Yeah.
in the rural areas.
And it goes the other way.
Is it 1 for 20?
Oh, okay.
And it basically, it basically, I believe that the lot sizes have to be a acre and a half. Is that true, Tom? I believe that's what it is, isn't it?
Yes, that is correct.
That is correct. So it's a matter of you're squeezing a number of homes on a lot that really isn't that huge. So I'd be surprised if it's not allowed in RC 4 or 3 or 2, but I can understand the 5.
Okay. All right. Any questions for Councilman Marks on this before we motion? Or a motion to approve?
I'll motion.
Second,
All right, motion and a second. Mr. Secretary, please call the roll on Bill 1226.
Mr. Urtel.
Aye.
Mr. Marks.
Aye.
Mr. Catch.
aye.
Mr. Jones.
Aye.
Randall.
Aye.
Mr. Young.
Aye.
Mr. Patoka.
Aye.
Okay, Bill 1226 passes. Next up, we have Bill 1326, zoning regulations, signs, placemaking signs. This is also from Councilman Marks. I know you talked about this, the work sessions. There is an amendment. Did you want to comment?
So there's an amendment that I think the administration supports that replaces the term placemaking with regional destination.
Any questions for Secretary or Councilman Marks on the amendment?
I have a question.
Yes.
What's
Councilman
the
Patoka.
reason? Placemaking is a pretty common term. And I just want to know why the administration requires that.
Mr. Kroner, you can come, if you want to come up, just so they can hear you online, just hit the button and it'll turn green. There you go. You just leave it alone.
Here we go. All right, the question was about placemaking.
Yeah, the administration requested an amendment. I was just curious the reason for that.
The amendment originated with the planning department. I think when we think about placemaking, it's a more holistic terminology used by planners, whereas my understanding is this is for an electronic sign that we viewed from the side of a highway. It's not seen,
Okay, so it's due to the electronic sign.
yeah, primarily.
Okay, gotcha.
Cool.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kroner. Any other questions? Is there a motion?
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Mr. Secretary, please call. Oh, this is on the amendment. You got to read the amendment. Sorry, I'm getting ahead.
Well, actually.
Was that the amendment?
Yep,
That was just,
Councilman Marks.
okay, so we're voting on the
Sure.
amendment though. This is
Yes.
the motion.
This is just for the
Okay.
amendment. Mr. Ertel,
I was getting excited to get this, you know. Aye, aye.
and we did have a motion in a second. Yes.
We did have a motion in a second.
Mr. Ertel, Mr. Young,
Yes.
Mr. Patoka,
Aye.
Mr. Catch,
Aye.
Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mr. Marks,
Aye.
Mr. Crandall.
Aye.
Okay, the amendment to Bill 1326 passes. And so now we're looking at Bill 1326 as amended. Are there any questions on the bill as amended? None. Is there a motion? Second.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Mr. Secretary, please call the roll on Bill 1326 as amended.
Mr. Ertel.
Aye.
Mr. Marks.
Aye.
Mr. Patoka,
Aye.
Mr. Catch,
Aye.
Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mr. Crandall.
Aye.
Mr. Young.
Okay, Bill 1326 as amended passes. Congratulations, Councilman Marks. The council will now consider all fiscal matters. Extensive testimony was taken at the council's work session on February 24th, 2026. The witnesses who testified at the work session are available to restate their testimony if needed. If a council member has any questions regarding a particular fiscal matter, that item will be discussed as a separate matter. I will now call upon the secretary to read the cover letter for fiscal matters 1 through 7.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. Fiscal Matter 1 is a contract with National Medical Services Incorporated. Fiscal Matter 2 is a contract with WGL Energy Services Incorporated. Fiscal Matter 3 is 3 contracts for audiovisual hardware and services. Fiscal Matter 4 is a purchase order with Baltimore Regional Housing Partnership. Fiscal Matter 5 is a contract with Image Asphalt Maintenance. Fiscal Matter 6 is a contract with Arcadis US Incorporated. And Fiscal Matter 7 is 2 contracts for legal services.
Are there any questions about fiscal matters 1 through 7, or does anyone want to separate any out? No? Is there a motion?
I'll move it.
Second?
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Mr. Secretary, please call the roll on fiscal matters 1 through 7.
Mr. Ertel,
Aye.
Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mr. Crandall.
Aye.
Mr. Young.
Aye.
Mr. Patoka,
Aye.
Mr. Catch,
Aye.
Mr. Marks.
Aye.
Okay, fiscal matters 1 through 7 pass. We will now consider the remainder of miscellaneous business. Mr. Secretary, first item, please.
First is Resolution 7-26. This is a resolution seeking the council's approval to accept a donation of services related to the Oregon Ridge Woodland Garden Project.
And I know Mr. Director Shepherd's here tonight, but I know we've covered it, unless you didn't have anything new to tell us, did you? Okay. Is there a motion? Is there any questions?
So moved.
So moved, okay.
Second.
Is that from Councilman Young?
I motioned when you were asking.
I understand.
You can have a second if you want it.
Yeah, you can have it. Councilman.
Mr. Secretary, please go. Are we voting on these separately, or is it both items?
There's 2 items, and this is Resolution 7-26.
Okay. Is there a way to vote on them separately?
I'm not sure I follow.
This is this is 726.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So we're going to vote on 826 separate.
After this.
Yeah. That's what I meant.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Mr. Ertel,
Aye.
Mr. Patoka,
Aye.
Mr. Crandall,
Aye.
Mr. Young,
Aye.
Mr. Catch,
Aye.
Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mr. Marks.
Aye.
Okay, resolution 726 passes. Thank you, Director Shepherd, being here tonight. Next up, we have resolution 826, Baltimore County Water Supply and Sewerage Plan, Cycle 43. I know we were had testimony. Are there questions about this? No questions. Is there a motion to approve?
I'll ask the question.
Ms. Eichholz is here. Ms. Eichholz, did you want to? Deputy Director Eichholz, sorry. Councilman Marks, you have a question?
Yeah, Lisa, we have gotten some opposition to this. Can you just basically explain what the proposal is? Very briefly.
To revise the water and sewer amendment for these properties. So you may run through them again completely, or?
General location and
Okay, one is in. The first one is Rice's Lane in Windsor Mill. And that was an existing Islamic center that's asking for a revision to their water and sewer. And then the second is 8400 Park Heights, and that's in Pikesville. Same, they're asking for a revision to their designations.
thank you.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, Councilman Catch.
Yeah, the two locations, do the council members from those two districts support this? I think one of them's the second district, I believe.
One is the second district.
That's a good question, Councilman Catch. I'm going to vote in opposition to the one in my district.
Well, no, wait, are you going to amend that out of the bill, or how are you going to do that?
I don't know enough about the other. I'm not inclined to amend it out.
Just,
Okay, okay.
yeah, Mr. Chair, Councilman Jones has a.
Yes, is there any harm if we were to postpone this vote until next council meeting? All right, so I'm going to make a motion that we postpone it because I have a couple of issues I need to resolve in my district, and one of these are in my district.
I'll second that motion, Councilman Catch.
So we have a motion and a second to postpone the vote. Do you want to call the roll on that?
Certainly. Mr. Ertel,
Aye.
Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mr. Crandall.
Aye.
Mr. Marks,
Aye.
Mr. Young,
Aye.
Mr. Patoka,
Aye.
Mr. Catch.
Aye.
Okay, all right, so we'll postpone the vote for resolution 26. And when will that come back?
So it'll come back on March 10th work session, and which will be in person in the council conference room, and March 16th legislative session.
That'll be. So we'll deal with it this coming Tuesday.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Deputy Director. Appreciate you being here. Okay. So that may be it. Holy moly. Is there any further business to come before the council?
There is no further business, Mr. Chairman.
All right, is there a motion to adjourn the meeting?
So moved.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Okay. Meeting is adjourned. As is customary, anyone who is requested to speak online prior to the meeting is allowed 3 minutes to speak. Ms. Belcastro, I know we have a few speakers tonight, and
Yes, Mr. Chair.
two are in person.
Two are virtual and one in person. Our first registered speaker was Sharonda Hoffman. I do not see Ms. Hoffman.
She's in person.
She's here. I'm sorry, I didn't see you, Ms. Hoffman.
That's why I said two in person, because I saw her come in and
Not a problem.
I saw her signed up as virtual. And
My apologies.
Ms. Hoffman, how are you tonight? You braved the snow to come to. Don't hit it too.
Just
Touch
hit
it once and
No, there we go.
Too fast.
There we go.
Okay, there you go. Thank you so much. Good evening, everyone. My name is Sharonda Huffman, and I am here tonight I first want to acknowledge the 6 service members that lost their lives in overseas. The reason I'm here is on July 3rd, 2024, Councilman Patoka, he introduced bill number 4724. And I want just to restate what exactly says. It says an act concerning council charter council composition, number of council members for the purpose of increasing the number of council members from 7 to 9, beginning with 2026 election cycle, semicolon, requiring that for the purposes of determining compensation, membership on the county council shall be considered full-time position, semicolon. Nowhere in the bill that it says for compensation purposes only. So there was no mention of it because this position for council has been considered part-time. And for salaries, I assume that you will put that in the bill. It says also in Article 2, the county council, 202B. In summary, it says the county executive was not eligible to have an appointment for compensation except for the office of county executive. And it looks like we voted on that November 8th, 2022. So it might be that for the purposes of Mr. Boswick may have, as he worked on the ballot amendment, for compensation purposes, because that is something that was in the charter of another jurisdiction. And I do know that some people do have other jobs that are on this council. But I also was just concerned about some of the things that were said in the last meeting. It says that a lot of people were like, I had no idea that the pension bill 40-24 that would come before 4724 would make an alignment that has some people doubling their pensions. Well, I'm a little concerned because according to some of the records we have, the chief of staffs make like $90,000, $100,000. So how much did you think a full-time council person would make? So to me, that doesn't really make sense. I also want to say a lot of you have said that you wanted to have more diversity on this council and you wanted to have people that were competent and all these things. However, when it's time to look at when you did the Fair Election Fund, you increased the parameters for that to make it the highest. I think only one person has succeeded in getting the Fair Election Fund, and that is our County Councilman Pat Young. And then it looks like we're going to change the composition of how much pay someone gets. Many people are professionals, and saying someone, oh, $140,000 isn't enough. I just want to make mention that this is Women's History Month. And for so long, women have not gotten equal pay. I think that this is basically you got caught in doing things that don't make sense. I heard Councilman Jones say that he wants to reverse the position from being full-time to part-time. Nowhere did it say in the report or did it say in the bill that it was for compensation purposes only. In fact, I heard Councilman Patoka was on the radio that said he works 12 hours a day. So if you are still working part-time doing this job, then maybe you're not doing your job well enough, because I think that this job is full-time, and many women who are maybe 50 years old or not 20 years old, they've already made the amount of money that you're trying to make this job, and it's a sacrifice. So I just want you to consider all those things the next time you discuss this. And when you got the determination that the recommended amount was $140,000, why hasn't this council even talked about it yet? Because Councilman Koch said we should do it at the same time. Well, you still have time. This recommendation was put forth, and I believe that we're still in budget season, so it would be more appropriate that you would not put forth a ballot amendment when some people, because if you remember Ken Oliver, he was ineligible to even take the position because he had worked somewhere that did business with Baltimore County. So some women who are running and a man work for Baltimore County, they work for the state, they work for federal government. So you're already creating a lot of confusion amongst people. Thank God that I had already predicted these shenanigans, so it does not affect me. But I just wanted to put it on record. And for the record, it was very difficult figuring out all these things because when you make minutes, you should try to actually write the whole amendment or amendments inside the minutes. So when you have a final bill and you want to see what happened to had it go, the full bill, We don't know because nobody actually puts that in there. So here's Robert's rules. Here is another book, and I would suggest that we start using them. Thank you very much.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, Councilman Katz.
when will we be taking up the salary issue?
Good question. I think we should talk about it at the next work session.
Okay.
Speaker, Ms. Bowe.
Next speaker is David Conrad. Mr. Conrad is online. Mr. Conrad, when you're ready to begin.
Yes, thank you for the opportunity to speak. My question was answered during the meeting, so I'll concede my time back. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Conrad. All right, Ms. Belcastro, our next speaker.
Our final speaker this evening is Gloria Kelly, who is here in person.
Hey, Ms. Kelly, how are you? Press the, there you go. Your green.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for having me. I'd like to address the system of zoning of industrial places near residential areas. Without a rigorous system for tracking and enforcing signed site plans, approved signed site plans, changes in zoning only exist on paper and not in practice. Currently, there appears to be a disconnect between the departments where permits are sometimes issued without sufficient involvement of planning and zoning, and crucially, a verified process must be in place before the permits are issued. Planning and zoning operate as separate entities sometimes without shared data. Permits are usually issued without ensuring underlying plans that are valid and enforceable. I am requesting a thorough reassessment of the departments organize and share information by ensuring that all site plans and current sign are accessible to the public. Permits are granted to the county and can provide transparency necessary for residents to understand and trust the zoning process. If in fact there is a business that is zoned residential near a business that's zoned manufacturing next to a residential area, if there is not a signed site plan, how would the person know what a matter of right is? And how would they know if there's zoning violations if they have nothing to compare it to? You have, of course, you have your code and that kind of thing, but there are a lot of things that that I've heard from zoning that are a matter of right, and the average person is not going to know what the matter of right is unless they actually see it in writing, and they're not going to know what their rights are concerning the property that abuts their property. Thank you.
Kelly, do you have an example that might?
Excuse me, I can't hear you.
Do you have an example of what?
Sure, my own property,
Something
for
you saw.
example. In 1983, there was a site plan, and in 2010, there was a new business that moved in. And in 2010, there was no site plan made. 3 entirely different businesses. One was a lead and abatement, asbestos lead and abatement. One was a 2,500 outhouses, and the other one was a junkyard. And it was all on a 3-acre property, 3 different entities. And there was, I made a complaint that there was a site plan. And I mean, that there was a zoning violation of a junkyard, and zoning came back to me and said, we can't cite them because we don't have a site plan. I have the site plan from 1983. Then in 2021, there was a site plan made by an outside entity that the owners had done. Okay, it was never seen by zoning. It was never seen by planning. It wasn't signed or anything by anybody in the county. So it was legally invalid. And the director of zoning had written me an email and said, oh, well, there's a signed site plan on 2021, but obviously he wasn't aware that there weren't any signatures on it. And the county had not seen it. If there isn't a site plan, how are you going to know? Like, for example, they put an extension on that onto a building, and they got an electrical permit, but didn't get a permit for the extension. And it doesn't even require the setback. There's the old site plan, 1983, that the county said they didn't have, I have. And there's no other site plan now. And in 2016, the property was downzoned to DR35, and they continued business as usual till February of 2019. So, you know, essentially, by not having a signed enforceable site plan, the zoning exists only on paper and not in practice.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Belcastro, I think Ms. Kelly was our last speaker. Is that correct?
That is correct.
All right, we are officially adjourned. Thank you for being here. Be careful going home. It's could be slippery. Thank you.